So hi everyone, I'm just getting this up on my TV so that I can make sure that you can see the cards all right. Right, so I'm doing this unlisted because I'm in my, turn the volume down, I'm in my feels. The Pisces moon is always a time when I'm either just really tired or sometimes I'm really not feeling too good. Today I'm just, oh God, I'm just really tired. So just had to spend the day in bed, and I literally do mean like spend the day in bed. That's what it's like when it's women down with me. It really is women down. So I just listen to my body. Lots of crazy energy, lots of endings and beginnings, lots of excitement. I mean, I don't sound it, but I'm really excited for my subconscious blocks to, I might add busting through our subconscious blocks to love course, which starts Friday the 1st of April 2022 in a couple of days, because I'm filming this on Wednesday night right now in the middle of a snowstorm. It's just got very crazy right as I decided to start, which I always find quite interesting because shamans have got a lot to do with the weather. So it interested me that I literally started right as that. Like I'd just got all set up, and then I was like, what the hell? Because in my stair, my roof out in the middle, oh my God, it makes such a noise. Like sometimes a bird gets stuck up there and it's like it's knocking on the thing. Like I sometimes open the door and I'm like, who the fuck is that? Anyway, very annoying. But so if you hear a lot of noise, that's what that's all about. So I've got a huge collection of cards here, and I'm in my bed. I'm still in my bed. Yeah, we're just going to see what comes up. So we're in the dark moon, which is the balsamic moon. There's lots of different names for it, but basically it's a period where you're in your shadow. And for those of you that don't know what your shadow is the part of you that typically a lot of people tend to hide. Now it's a bit of a buzzword now, definitely in the quote unquote spiritual community, in inverted commas, you know what I mean? Like everyone's talking about your shadow, and it's funny because sometimes you really like they don't know what it means, and it's one of these things that people would describe it as different things, but to me it's the parts of yourself that you don't like as much as the parts that you're willing to show people, or the parts that aren't commonly widely accepted. So like say if you're being a grumpy bitch, which absolutely I am prone to being definitely at certain times of the month, but just definitely just if you're in that kind of energy, hitting part, I would say if it's hitting parts of your chart that are more sensitive, that noise, or more in your feels. Oh, it's a wee baby outside. But you see, that means something. If I was doing a session and I could hear a kid crying outside, it would be a part of your inner child. So perhaps somebody can connect watching this to, as I can hear a little kid outside just like really not enjoy, because it does look a bit like it's went wild. It just went really, really dark. And a bit apocalyptic, really, which is reflective of the energies. But anyway, let's get on with this. So, like what I'm saying, but that does have something to do with it. That there's a lot of people can be doing lots of inner child healing there, inner child healing, inner child wounds. This is very much what I've picked up on in the collective in general, is people really being guided to clear a lot of the past, a lot of the past energy. I work with women mainly, sometimes men, that are a lot older than me, and definitely some of the ways in which people were treated horrify me, quite frankly. Sometimes when I help people, I'm just kind of like, and it's not necessarily always from caregivers. It can be some of the stories of things that happened at school. You think you had it bad, and then you're thinking, fucking hell. So anyway, lots of inner child healing for lots of different reasons. So I don't know how long we're going to be here. I'm starting 7:25, so I'll try and kind of keep an eye. I'm just saying it for me so that I remember, keep an eye on it. It doesn't really matter. If it ends up really long, it's really long. It'll be what it's meant to be. But these were cards that earlier, when I did happen to go through the living room earlier, I just pulled two cards. And like I say, I've just felt so exhausted today. And again, Tuesdays are like, yesterday was Tuesday. Like, I'm just saying that if somebody's caught this like way in the future. Tuesdays are my busiest day. And although I've not been doing loads and loads of stuff to be promoting, to be talking about my course, I've put a lot of, energy into it prior to, thinking about what I want to do and stuff like that. And so I feel like, yeah, it's like, I know, like some people have been like, absolutely, I'm in. And then I've got a few people that are going to let me know. And it's kind of like, but it's all very exciting. And I know that whoever is meant to do it will absolutely be on it. And like I say, I really do feel that it's the final number I've saw it is going to be, I would say it would be a very small group of women, like I would guess like 3 or 4 women. But we'll just see. We'll see. It'll be people always, it's like at the very last minute. So again, if you are interested in that, like I would let me know. Thursday would be the easiest so that it wasn't a big rush. But I mean, you can let me know Friday during the day too. I do have a bit of a busier morning on a Fridays, but I would get back to you in the afternoon there. Obviously, it would be a priority to find out who wants to do it. But anyway, for now, I'm going to do another video about this, the course, like the subconscious blocks. I'm going to do an energy reading on that if I've still got energy. But I'm guided to do a twin flame collective reading. And like I say, it's intended for the twin flame collective because this is who I'm here to help. But if this happens to help you and you're not on that journey, then, well, I'm glad it helped you. And it would be great if you let me know. It'd be great if you share it with somebody, if you feel it would pick up their energy or explain their ascension symptoms or how they're feeling, especially because those of you that connect with my messages the most strongly, you will be, I'd imagine, at certain points feeling quite alone and kind of, not gelling with the people around you, unless you're blessed to have a lot of soul family around you that really do get you. Like I say, for me, I've got a bit of both, but I would say most of the soul family are online. But I am blessed to have a few people in my everyday life that do get it, thank God, or yeah, things would be pretty grim. Right, so anyway, let's crack on with this. So these are the cards I pulled for myself. Purification, that's it. Purification. It is time for a cleansing detoxification of your body and mind. Now, this was spot on for me because I've been guided today to delete emails, like videos, photos. Like my WhatsApp right now, it just keeps flashing up like it's totally full. So, and I am I'm a hoarder of many things, but I tend to not be of the physical stuff as much as what I was. But definitely when it comes to emails and photos and videos and stuff, I'm always behind that. I've been saying for years, I stand and joke, anybody that used to watch my Facebook lives, especially, would hear me say, I'm going to delete my emails, I'm going to delete my emails. And I mean, yeah, they're up at a crazy number. So I was deleting them for ages and it still didn't really make a dent in it. But you see, this means something. It's about, when we've got stuff like that building up, it definitely is going to have an impact on your mind or your body or your soul. And I definitely feel it is for me. It just makes me feel very overwhelmed. So that's why I'm finally facing that, because it's time, it's ready. And like I always say, I can help people have like the most, expect a miracle. I can help people bring about miracles in their life at record speed. I mean, it's, I'm sharing stories about that all the time, or other people are sharing stories about that all the time in the chat and the comments and stuff. More in the chat, because it's like I say, most people are, I wouldn't say, some people aren't as private as me. Most people are quite private. I say, like me, people find that funny when I say that, because they'll be like, Claire, you tell your life story on YouTube. And I'm like, yeah, well, no, not really. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a bit of both. I'm raw and real, because I know that I have to be here to help the collective and help people in their journey. But again, I tell you what I want to tell you, you know what I mean? And it's like, I always trust that whatever I'm meant to share, even if it does seem a bit close to the bone, it's spirit have always got my back, the guides have always got my back. Anyway, so point is, there's a lot of purification going on. For me, it's of the digital variety, a digital detox. For you, it may be something else. It may be, actually, I am doing detoxing of the body too, but I'm not going to lie to you. I failed miserably at that today, and I just fucking ate a load of shit because I wanted to. And no guilt at all. So you see, this is my shadow speaking right now. So we're going to get right into this, and we're going to pull some cards to hear from our shadow as well. So, right. So but while this purification, so that's where the purification is going on for me, right? Where's the purification going on for you? Wherever it is you're being guided to let go of in your life, people, places, things, food, digital detox and like what I'm doing, do it, right? Because that is the ascension process. You're being guided to let go for a reason. This is when your miracles can come in. And this is also a huge part of my work. And this is, although I've not been advertising it as like a womb activation, a womb healing, it's always that with me. When I was activated, when I had my womb activation, and like I say that, I don't know if much of you know much about that out there, but that is a huge honor. Like it's for the guys to have actually done that to me, to enable me to hold that work for others. It is a huge honor. And it's anybody that's worked very closely with me since then, because it was about, I think it was January or February last year, 2021, that like it just heightened my work in an even bigger way. And it really, it can be pretty deep. A lot of the work that I do, people, is very deep. And again, this channel is going to be deep, I would say, because my Pluto 0 degrees, Pluto retrograde 0 degrees Scorpio is in the 12th house, and we're in the Pisces moon right now, which is connected to the 12th house. So I would say this is going to be quite a raw and real, and digging deep down to the surface of what people need to hear right now. But yeah, I really do feel it's a bit of tough love coming in, that it's like, you don't get the miracles unless you're doing the work. And this has been coming through a lot from Spirit, as time and time again, now and again, you'll get people that are like, I don't get it. I've done all this stuff and I've done this and I've done that. When's this happening for me? When's that happening for me? But when it comes to, there's two things. If that's just something in general that's not about love or the twin flame journey, like the love part of it, if it's about work or I don't know, manifesting something else, it usually is. It's like you've been doing the bits that you felt comfortable doing, is what I would say. And I get that, right? Because even I've done that in my journey. But what I would say is, see, when you actually have the courage, and I always say this when people do my group courses, especially, or one-to-one, when people have the courage to just cut the bullshit and actually face what terrifies you. In fact, yeah, whether that is about love, which is why I'm doing that course, or whether it is my throat chakra nearly got all clogged up there when I said that. So this is me channeling the collective energy of the twins out there. When you've got the courage to face the things that only you know that you are running away from, that's when you get the reward. That's when the miracles come in. So that's what these two cards mean to me. And you've probably heard me say before, if you're not new around here, is that I channel Mother Mary a lot of the time. It comes through all the time when other people read for me that don't know the work that I do. They always mention Mother Mary and that I'm other people. And it's like I say, it is true. I do become somebody's mother in a session. It's very strange because, like I say, a lot of the time I'm working with women that are older than me, but they can all advocate that is the case. Like a lot of the time, whoever you are, whatever age you are, man, woman, people become their inner child. And a lot of the time I'll say in a session, get the inner child to talk to the part of you, or the inner child to talk to whoever's upset them or whatever's going on. And a lot of the time people will be like, well, I'll say it first. I'll be like, do you want me to talk? And they'll say, yeah, because my voice heals your inner child, you see. So I'm just saying that for people, if people maybe don't understand, like if you find my voice very comforting and you kind of, what the hell is this all about? But again, it just, you can see it whatever way you want, right? To me, it's healing. I'm a healing channel conduit of many. I was going to say a healer, but it's true. I'm a healing channel conduit of many things. I'm a medium, I'm a shaman, I'm a Reiki master. The light codes come through my eyes, my hands, my energy in general. Whatever way you want to see it, healing comes through my voice, and it's the light codes that you're getting. And that is what is healing you, and that is part of this ascension process. I can't really explain it any more than that, but that basically gets it across. But it's when you've got the courage to face what is really your darkness and the bits that scare you, that's when the miracles come in. That's when you can actually expect a miracle, because you've done the work. And doing the work, I suppose it's doing the right work. That's what I want to say. It's really interesting. They're drawing me a book over there about Chiron, and Chiron is the wounded healer in astrology. And that's why, one of the reasons why I heal the twin flames, because I've got Chiron and Gemini in the house of Libra, in the house of partnerships. Libra is balance of partnerships, and it's kind of like along with my North Node in Gemini as well, in the 8th house of sacred sex. And there's lots of different reasons why It was my destiny to guide and heal and help the twin flames. But there is this kind of thing of I've been saying this, it's been coming through a lot. Because remember, when I'm saying this, I don't know why I'm saying this, because most of you understand this. It's not me. It's been filtered through my experiences for me to get the message across. And I use a lot of my own stories mostly, or like clients anonymously. But I am channeling the divine right now, right? So it's like this message keeps coming through to people time and time again, that it's like, you know, if, especially people that are twin flames, if people are coming to me and they're still not liking themselves, let alone even loving themselves, but they're claiming that they've done like a lot of work, I've been bluntly kind of just saying, like, do you mind me asking what work it is you're doing? Because that's why it always seems to come back to get a good counselor. And no, that doesn't mean I'm saying I need to be your counselor. Obviously, if you know, like, and trust me, and you've been following me for years and you're guided to, then yeah, it would make sense because you are watching this video. But I mean, you know, you'll know that. You're going to be the best judge of that. But just get a good counselor, full stop. Because even just doing a few, I would normally wouldn't say doing a couple of months counselling is going to sort it, but I'm going to, you know, have pride in my work and say doing a couple of months counselling with me, yeah, it actually has sorted it for a lot of people. And again, I've got countless clients that could back me up on that. That basically, yeah, like they've done sometimes just 8 sessions of counselling with me, and they've sorted their boundaries out. They've nipped it in the bud where people were taking the piss, you know, got out of toxic, codependent stuff going on in their life. And not just, that's not just always love, by the way, that can be of anyone in their life. I help people see what they weren't able to see before. And sometimes that doesn't need to take forever and a day. Now, sometimes other people choose to do a course of therapy with me for a year or 2 years, just depending on the amount of trauma they had in their life. Because some people, you know, have went through the most horrendous stuff. You'll know. But what I'm saying is it doesn't actually need to take forever. And sometimes people have come to me and had a one session, but that would normally be the bigger, well, it's always a big session with me, but you know, like that would probably be my sessions that I've now broken up into 4, because they were taking so long. But you know, for a long time, a lot of lucky people got a lot of time with me, and it was just that once, and it, you know, brought about absolute miracles in their life. But again, what I'm saying is it doesn't matter whether you're working with me or another healer out there. If you don't like and love yourself and you feel unworthy, and you're getting healing off of different healers out there, but you're not actually starting to feel empowered or like you're moving forward. And I don't mean you're going to feel great after every healing session, guys, because again, I help people with like that are feeling suicidal, depressed, like trauma. And that's not every session I do, but it is a lot of the time, right? Which is why I'll have days like this where I just can't move from my bed. Along with, like, you know, it doesn't happen too often, but every now and again, definitely in Pisces season there that we're not long out of, and it is Pisces moon, so I'm always extra protective of my boundaries when it's Pisces moon, because that's where people don't know the meaning of boundaries, basically. But it's quite interesting because I've not had any bother like that. Like, people just get the message now. It's like I'm just basically, like, my energy is like leave me the fuck alone. Like, I love, and it's like I love everyone, but like, you know, that's in my inner circle. I love everyone that isn't in my inner circle too. You have love for people that even don't have love for you, because it's just, you know, it's put out that karma. You know, people that aren't being kind and all that, they need love the most, all that jazz. But what I'm saying is it's like, I'm very, very protective of my energy these days, because I've always been very sensitive. I'm even more sensitive than ever before. But that also makes you very magnetic when you're in that Empress energy, and loads of people get drawn to you. But what I'm also trying to say is they get drawn to shit dump on you. So don't let people do that. Very, very, you know, you got to take personal responsibility and kind of think before you offload all of your stuff on someone, regardless of whether a healer, a counselor, or anything like that. Because we are just, well, I was about to say human beings, starseeds. You know, we've got our own lives as well, and yeah, it's. But I'm very understanding of that, because I do attract a lot of people that haven't really been taught about boundaries. So I do get it every now and again. But It's always just good to be aware. Right, so anyway, somebody needed to hear that chat. Right, I'm shuffling the Believe in Your Own Magic deck. So what does this say? Did I read both of them? Have faith that your prayers have been heard and answered. Now, the thing that really interested me in this is Pisces is endings and releasing. So purification, that's very Pisces. And expect a miracle is Pisces, because that is also Pisces, is like expecting a miracle. It's Pisces energy, right? Pisces moon especially. It can be when people feel really helpless and hopeless, absolutely fed up. Like I say, it can be fed up, just you're really tired or exhausted, like I am today, or even burnt out. Like, I'm not burnt out today, but I do feel very, but that often would have been the case before I was able to protect my energy. Well, just basically, a reformed people pleaser. That's why I'm always going on about don't be doing that, because you'll be helping everyone else, and then you'll be like, hey, wait a minute, like, where's everybody when I need help? Or it's just, everyone else will be having all this happy stuff happening to them, and you're not where you want to be. But again, that's, you got to take first responsibility for that too. There's a lot of tough love coming through here. But also it can just be, people know what they're doing. A lot of people will, they'll act like, that's gaslighting too. They'll act like they're not aware of how much you can help them. And then it's kind of like they'll get the help from you and then kind of act a bit daft, is what I would say. So you've got to kind of wisen up to that as well and protect your bit. It's sad, but it is true. Right, so what do we... I told you we're in the period of the shadow and I ain't fucking about tonight. Right, so what do we need to know about whatever this is I'm going on about? I love these cards because they're kind of the same vibe. Potion. Remember to practice self-love. She's got basic witch on her t-shirt. Well, this is what I've just been saying. So obviously what I've been channeling about is what somebody needs to hear. But like I say, it always is. And look at this. How's that for a happily ever after? Now, that's interesting wording, because that is the card that I pulled for today. How interesting. And it's a 9 on it again, endings. So I feel the 24th of April may be significant. And this is really weird. But as I'm looking at these cards, we've got 24-9. So the 24th of September could be a significant date there too. So remember, when I do shout out dates like this, I don't remember. Sometimes people say to me, oh, do you remember you said this? And I'm like, no, I've not got a clue. I'm channeling. But what I'm saying is, it could be anything. I've not got a clue, right? If I'm saying, oh, look out for this date, it could be just at somebody's birthday. It could be an anniversary of anything. It could just be that, like, you bump into somebody you haven't seen for ages. It could be some people's twin flame reunions, for all I know. It could be you get a text from an old friend that you were looking to hear from. I've no idea, but let us know in the comments. Come back and let me know. Right, so potion. Remember to practice self-love. And how's that for a happily ever after? So let's read these two. So what did I say? 9 and 21. I'm going to, no, 24. I said 21 though. Right. You're familiar with the concepts of self-love and self-care, but either you've never actively practiced them or there's something you've fallen behind on. See, already this is picking up on what I'm saying, that if you are on the twin flame path, which is, imagine if you've bothered to keep watching this, you are, and you still don't love yourself, or it's okay if you're on the path to loving yourself, right? But if you're still kind of like in that self-loathing sort of place, stop avoiding getting therapy is what I would say. And not everyone will say that, but it's like that is the basis of why I have that unconditional love for myself. Now, that is just my personal opinion. Do you know what I mean? So, but it's because it's worked for me and it's worked for everybody else that I've helped as well, that I've went from feeling unworthy, not loving themselves, to feeling worthy, loving themselves, and like living their dream lives. So, it's just, I kind of, that's why I always say that, like, if somebody ever expresses wanting to do like my coaching packages, like, to be honest with you, people that want to do my coaching packages are people that have been on my radars for years anyway, because it does take people a while to part with the bigger amounts of money, but not always, because I've had people buy my bigger stuff that actually haven't even known me that long, and like I said at the start, they just get a feeling that I'm the person to help them. And somebody actually said recently that just finished a course of therapy with me, that there's been absolutely no regrets about that. It was the best, one of the best things she's ever done. So, you know what I mean? It's which was a huge honor, and that's usually something along the lines of what people say when they finish that. I mean, whether it was 8 sessions, 12 sessions, or longer. But yeah, either way, it's like if you can like honestly say that you love yourself and you've got that unconditional love for yourself, you don't take people's crap, you've got good boundaries, you don't people please, all of that kind of stuff. And you didn't have therapy, then well, that's amazing. Do you know what I mean? You're the exception to the rule. But most people, I would say, you are having to untangle from narcissists being around you, codependent situations, kind of gaslighting, but subtle gaslighting as well. And like I say before, honestly, guys, like this stuff all happened to me as well. And it wasn't, once upon a time I wasn't using these words, narcissist, codependent, all this kind of stuff. It just kept coming on my radar because I kept attracting clients that had all went through the same thing. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? So much so that people are like, you should be out there like freaking pointing at words on TikTok or something, teaching people about this. And I'm like, but I don't want to be talking about that all the time. But it turns out I kind of am talking about that a lot of the time. But it's because it's part of my path. And you'll notice that if you watch the shorts for the upcoming course there starting on Friday, a lot of that was about karmics. And again, like I never have an agenda. I just show up and channel what Spirit want me to channel, including when I'm talking about a course I'm going to do. That kind of surprised me as much as it might have been like, interesting for other people. But I've already had like long-term clients of mine saying, that's what sparked their interest to want to do the course, because whatever I say this is going to be about, it's going to turn into so much more, right? It always does. The divine detox that I've done with a small group of free women, we all got absolutely different results because we all wanted different results from things, but it's amazing, like we got so much more than we bargained for, and mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. A lot of us that had a lot of clutter around as well for years, I might add, like what I've been like, we're able to shift so much of that. And because we were able to shift that, again, miracles came about in our life like this, because we purified our lives of what didn't serve us, people, places, things. Miracles came about. So I'm sure the same will happen with this. So that's what we're saying, is it's going to be a lot of clearing trauma, most of it through journaling. And again, anyone that wants to do that, I'll explain what I mean by that and how it's going to work. It's going to be a mixture of daily journaling that you'll do yourself, and then some of it I will come on and do lives, spontaneous lives about as well. But there will be, because I didn't explain that very well in the shorts, but I was like, whatever, do you know what I mean? The people that are going to do this are going to be people that know me very well, right? If somebody wants to do this and they don't know me very well, then I'll be surprised, but whatever. I'm going to do one live stream a week and one Zoom a week. So it's not one live stream one week and a Zoom the next week. It's both, right? So you get one of each week. And then I dare say, because I'll be getting overexcited and having a lot of fun, and my main focus will be on this course for the next 2 months, I'll probably be jumping in whenever. And then people can just catch it at their own leisure. But the Zooms, that's going to be where we have a lot of connecting and catching up on what came up with the journaling. So yeah, I'm really, really excited to do all of that. But like I say, the main focus is wherever it is that each of us have got subconscious blocks, to allowing that true love to come in for yourself, as the self-love cards. This wasn't meant to be the one about the course, but it's kind of feeling like that. And obviously like true love, because that's what twin flame love is. Let's get real here. It's not the people out there that are saying, that twin flame love is like, you don't need to have a sexual attraction to your twin flame, and that, like, I'd seriously question whether they actually are a twin flame, because like I said, I was pissing myself at that little shorts that I done when I said that at the end. I was like, because I was like, what's that got to do it? But I do get it. Like, again, it's the guides that made me say it, but it's true. It's honor your cherish your union, but yeah, cherish the sex part of it as well, because that, I'm one of the people that's here to change that, is that, like, that paradigm and the way that people talk about sex in the collective there, you know, mostly it's not healthy, you know, like they make it something wrong in that or something taboo, and you know, and it's like, or if it is getting spoken about, it's like, and even, you know, I'm guilty of it, like, you know, joking about it, but it's fun to joke, you know, to make jokes in that way. Your closest, you know, people that actually get your humor and stuff. But again, me and my membership, we're all Sagittarius. A lot of us are Sagittarius placements, so the banter we have is hilarious. But you know, there is that other side of me. Like, I'm being serious when it comes to the twin flame journey. If any of you have even got that far, because a lot of you haven't, to be intimate with your twin, like, it is a big part of the twin flame journey. It's a big part of why people stay away from one another too, because it's so intense, you know, because it's obviously, there's a great bit about that, but it's intense, you know, that's what I'm going to say. So right, anyway, so that's why you got to know yourself really well, so that when it's time for you to reunite with your twin again, you can handle that intensity because you know yourself really well. Yeah, I like that, the way that came through. Right, so either you should get back on track, keep yourself maintained in all ways, big or small. That can mean calling it quits to take a luxurious bath instead, or that can mean putting on rosewater face mask and getting out your planner so you can sort out your life before it gets too out of control. How crazy is that? I love it. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I've had to do today. And I said that to one of my soul family members that was supporting me with that, when I was like, oh no, like, you know what I mean? I'm so tired. And you know, she was saying to me, because at one point I was saying that to her, and you know, it's like she was just kind of like, you know what I mean, just, you need to delete the emails. And I do. I've known that for years, but I just didn't want to do it. So notice, when I'm talking about emails here, we're talking about so much more than that. What is it for you? For me, it was my emails. Before that, it was making sure I stopped leaving clutter everywhere. Again, because that's a massive part of inattentive ADHD, is piling up stuff everywhere. And I'm very proud to say, when I'm looking about my bedroom right now, I've got tidy surfaces, and you've no idea what that means to me, to be looking about my shelves and my little mantelpieces and my tables and just seeing tidy surfaces. That is a miracle. That is a miracle in itself. Anybody that gets the pleasure of being in my bedroom, I don't mean like that, but you know, like, would agree that it's, you know, that's a big thing for me. So what's a big thing for someone else isn't, like, not a big deal for others, but that's a big deal for me. So what is a big deal for you? Don't run away from it. And on the other page, which isn't a card I pulled, that says be your own first priority. I'm going to read this. Whatever you're currently grappling with, you must put yourself first. When you're on an airplane, they always tell you to put on your own oxygen mask before you try to help your neighbour with theirs. And that even goes for your kids. That's the thing that people find hard to understand. You are actually meant to put your own one first, and then your kids, because you could pass out. If you put the kids on and you pass out, they're stuck without their blooming parent, you know. That is to say, if you don't make sure your own energy bar is full, then you'll have no energy to give someone else. Be brave enough to admit when you need to take a step back from the demands of others and work on making sure you're okay. And then that also ties into what I was saying about my feeling is, if I've been that tired today, a lot of you guys are that tired out there. And I know that for a fact, without even tapping into energy. I know that as a fact, because whenever I'm like this, glued to the bed, it's always to do with the collective energy. And that's not just Twin Flames, the collective energy of the world. And they're making me stay glued to my bed, as I like to say it, because I'm really getting major downloads and light codes and stuff to be able to come back and to share with the collective. So, right. How's that for a happily ever after? And that's interesting, like I said, because that happily ever after I pulled from another deck, which is weird wording. So again, this tells me already there's a lot of twin flame unions, twin flame reunions happening each and every day. So, you know, like I said, and my God, by the way, those shorts that I've filmed up until I think next Tuesday, they really are happily ever after. Like, it's like, talk about fifth dimension, more like ninth dimension. Like, these are like, they feel almost too good to be true. Like, I mean, I've wrote for tomorrow's one, I wish I could bottle this feeling. That, like, seriously, like, the excitement that was coming through when I channeled tomorrow's message was, it was definitely very double Aries, put it that way. It was very positive, happy feelings I was picking up on people's unions. And I was just laughing because today's one was very happy as well. And I was like, I'm totally not in that energy. So that's, although I read out the affirmation for the day, they're timeless, right? So just watch, just watch each of them, and you'll be able to tune in and comment, get involved in the comments. You know what I mean? If you want to, I'm not forcing you, but no matter how hopeless you may be feeling at this moment, know this: you can and will survive whatever trials you've been put through. And like I say, people can feel really fed up, and that's putting it politely. Some people can feel really hopeless in a Pisces moon, and I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt many, many times. So, take care of yourself. From the ashes of the past, you shall create a storybook ending filled with beauty and resilience. All future flames, I love it, will cower when they hear the whisperings of your name. Yeah, remember who the fuck you are out there. Divine feminine, divine masculines. Love it. Right, I have to go like this because I've not got a brown. Right, so I don't think you can actually see though. Right. TMI, but we are, oh no, you can't see. We are in Aries energy. I've got my Beetlejuice onesie on there. Right, so what do we need to know about general collective energy? I'm actually going to do, so yeah, I've been just over half an hour, haven't I? I'm going to do a check-in divine masculine, divine feminine. But right now I'm just going to pull 3 cards for what else do you need to know on top of that. So I'm going to put them over there. And then I'm going to pull another card and read. That's what I'll do at the end. Right, okay. I know what I'm going to do. Right, 3 cards. What do we need to know? Can you see me shuffling? What do we need to... Oh, man. It's too late to put a bra on now. Just deal with it, right? I mean, some people don't wear bras. I might be one of those people. I'm not. I only do that night. It's anyway. Can we stop? Why do I start talking about? See what I mean? I am a sexual healer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say that about singing. Like I am, because I'm talking about bras again. Like so weird. If you'd even met me a couple of years ago, you'd know how funny this is. Like I normally get embarrassed talking about shit like that. That's when you notice the guy's talking through me. Right, so you can tell I'm not actually on the camera. Right. Very clever spirit. Get me to do that. Right. 3 cards, for Christ's sake, hurry up. Right. We've got dance, see, play, and it says, do something to shift your vibration. If you feel like shit in the Pisces, All.The.Feely Feels energy, get the tunes on, get the music on, get dancing, get your Spotify on, get YouTube on, get the tarot readings off, get this off, and get your favourite song on. If you've got somebody to shift your vibration, go and have a good time, whatever. You don't need to have someone else to have a good time, but go and have a dance in the kitchen if you're on your own. I don't know, get a film on, whatever it is you do to shift your vibration. Or meditate. Pisces moon's a brilliant time to meditate. Any time's a brilliant time to meditate. But just they're drawing me to a box in my room that says live, laugh, love. Yeah, do a bit of that. Write your gratitude journal. It's different for different people. Like I said, it's funny that this course is going to mainly be about the journaling, because I've got so many journals. That's actually one thing I've got on my list, to stop buying so many journals and diaries and not using any of them. I've got loads, but that's what I'm going to push myself to do it, because I know that journaling can really help you shift a lot of your limiting beliefs and subconscious blocks, which we've all got, even me, obviously. But because of the work I do, and because I'm always helping people with past life regressions, and busting blocks is literally my specialty, it does actually shift a lot of mine. So that's a great part of the journey. They just drew me this card, don't be afraid to sing. And that's really interesting, because that's one of the things that I said in one of the shorts. I can't remember. Yeah, it was for the course. Yeah. I think this is because if I end up doing this too long, I won't do a separate video for the course. So it's a bit of both. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to sing your song. I'm going to put that there. Don't be afraid to dance and sing and be your fucking self. That's an Aries new moon message if ever I heard it. Express whatever it is your soul wants to express. It turns out mine likes to swear a lot, even though I'm kind of like, right, I want to pull it back a bit, but my soul's like, nope, be yourself. And unless I'm with children, I always just like to state that. I mean, I would hope that was blindingly obvious that I don't swear in front of kids, but I always have to feel like I have to say that. Just be who you are. Just keep it real. If people don't like it, they can go somewhere else. Don't try to fit into people's neat little boxes. It's never going to work. Or if you try to do that, you'll be miserable. You'll be exhausted trying to do it. It's exhausting trying to be somebody that you're not. Stop it. Just be yourself. The courageous peony, multifaceted. Yeah, but see, that could mean trying to, fit a different face for a different scenario. Just be yourself, and then you don't need to worry about it. Unique nature. Let yourself be seen. Wow. Let yourself be seen. Says it all. But isn't it funny that Aries is about being seen and being brave, the courageous peony, and Pisces is about hiding. It's about not wanting to be seen. It is about your hidden self. But that's why the 12th house is my favourite house, because it's like actually what you're hiding is probably what people need to see the most. Life is your canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. I say this all the time, but it's true. I help a lot of artists, dancers, singers, creatives is what I help. Because this is bringing back Lemuria, Atlantis, Avalon, all this kind of energy. Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, trust. Star brothers, that's talking about the divine masculines. They've got gifts and talents like this as well. Creative writers, artists, entrepreneurs, speakers. Lots of twin flames. I've got big missions and paths to inspire the collective. Power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. It's like I'm led to the beach every day. It might seem simple and humble, but that's what I'm doing. I'm healing the ley lines. I'm healing sorry, I didn't actually mean to say ley. Well, actually, how do I know? It's like there are different ley lines all over the world, but I'm healing this part of the earth, like I am in this part of the earth to heal it, to seed the light. Like when I was guided to Italy right before the pandemic, I know that I was guided to seed that. Well, I didn't know consciously, but I realized after that that's not coincidence. I was led there because I said to my best friend, why am I getting guided to Archangel Michael everywhere I look? Because he's everywhere. It's solely focused on Archangel Michael everywhere in Venice. And I now know it's because all the dark stuff that happens in those buildings. I thought it was because there was going to be a flood. And then little did you know the pandemic was coming. But I kept saying to my best friend, I can feel a darkness coming. Like there's going to be a flood. And the darkness was a pandemic. Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. What I feel is this is about people clearing the anger that is built up in them from childhood, or that kind of feeling of, I don't know, I'm channeling, I'm like tuning into like when people are told not to show that, you're not meant to show that you're angry, or you're not meant to kind of have a bitch about something, or you shouldn't talk about that. Why? If you're annoyed, depending on what it is, yeah, it depends, that's complicated, talk about it in a trusted private space. But I feel as well, it is important for people to see when you're not in your chirpy self, and or say, because most of the time I'm very happy and optimistic, but again, if I was very happy and optimistic all the time, when I'm listening to people that are feeling as low as what I said earlier, there's something would be wrong with that, I think, because you can't listen to that all the time and be feeling 100, amazing all the time. But again, I can handle it a lot better than I used to, because I've got my boundaries are tighter. But every now and again, it's like I do just need a day of not seeing anyone, not speaking to anyone, and just healing, just sleeping. Just sleeping. Right, what do you need to know? Actually, I was going to pull that at the end. Oh, I'll just do it now in case no, I will. I'll do it at the end. Indecisive energy coming in there. Right, so 8:05. Let's try and do this in God's sake, this is highly awkward. I knew I should have done that. Right. Let's actually keep those cards for the subconscious. What's going on in the subconscious of now, for those of you that are new, because I've gained a few new subbies, so welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I believe it was probably the shorts that pulled you in, unless it was one of the kind people out there that have been sharing my shamanic journeys. Because you know, please do share them with people. If you don't need to share it like on your timeline or whatever, if people don't know that you like stuff like this, but it's share it privately, you know what I mean? Because it really does help people in a massive way, like whether it's getting to sleep with ascension energies, or you know, like you never know, you might send that on to somebody that can't sleep and then they realize that it's like I'm the person that helped them with something else. So you're not only helping the person that needs help, you're also helping me, and I really do appreciate it because a lot of my clients come through word of mouth. So right, subconscious. So yeah, that's what I was going to say. I'm going to do divine feminine, divine masculine. So you could see yourself as divine feminine regardless of whether you're a woman or a man or whatever you identify as. Divine masculine, same. And I always say this, a lot of women I work with show up as divine, what I know to be divine masculine energy, and I'm helping them balance out and open up their divine feminine energy. Because I'm very alpha female, I've just got this ability to tap it as a wolf energy too. I've got ability to tap in to both equally. And like I say, I'm very divine feminine, but I'm also very divine masculine, because I've also got very masculine, a masculine sun and moon. So, and you never know, maybe my divine masculine's got a feminine water sun and moon. Often works out like that. Maybe that's the case for you. Usually there's a bit of that going on. Right, so you balance one another out. Right, subconscious, the dream time, what's going on lurking underneath, the stuff we don't see for the divine feminine collective. Oh, another thing I meant to say is you're not exclusively one or the other. You are actually both, but typically, unless you've integrated the energies really strongly there, which again, lots of people that find me will, because I attract a lot of people that are about to come into union or are in union. You'll very much identify with both. So just you take whatever resonates most. So divine feminine collective in the subconscious. We have trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? So we see that makes sense with what I was talking about at the start, that I just had a niggling feeling actually last night. I said that to one of my beautiful soul family clients. I said, you know what, actually, I think I'm going to be in bed all day tomorrow. I can tell. And that's why I keep thinking it's Thursday, because often that happens on a Thursday, because I will have been doing a lot of work. And it's not even Mondays are my day off. So it's like I have my weekend to myself and my Monday. And but I do, like, I work from, like, when I get up after my walk, or whenever I have my walk, I don't always do it in the morning. It's like I'm working from Tuesday when I get up right to, you know, sometimes and late at night. But I try to stop the late at night work, unless again I'm doing a course, so I will be doing stuff at night. But you know what I mean? It's like Tuesdays are a very busy day, jam pack it. With breaks and self-care, because again I teach about self-love and all that. And Wednesday, yeah, a lot of group work and individual clients. So Thursday I often am quite tired, and then I've got clients again on a Friday, but I kind of have a bit of a half day. So yeah, that's the joys of what you get to do when you've got your own business. You can, you know, make your work for you in the ways it needs to. But yeah, I saw it. I trusted my niggle. I thought I'm going to need to be in my bed tomorrow, and I was very much right. So what is it, you know, that you've been feeling about your life? You know, what is it that your dreams are trying to tell you? I've been having a lot of, again, I've had crazy dreams since a child. That's what being a shaman really is all about, is having prophetic dreams and being able to see the connections in other people's dreams. I say that all the time. I love listening to people's dreams, because I always ask them, I will always ask you what it means for you, and then I'll tell you what I think, because it's more important what it means for you. And I push people. Any of my clients will tell you that. I push the people that tell me, even just tell me a little bit, because often people won't want to interpret their dream because they're afraid of being wrong. But that's bringing it back to what I said about, you wouldn't be like that if you'd had some decent therapy, like a decent counselor. You would trust the niggle. You know what I mean? That's what I help people do. You are the leader of your own life. Like, why are you looking at other people to tell you the answer about your dreams? You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a horrible way. What I mean is, after you work with me, you won't do that anymore. Like, you know, you won't, a lot of people, you won't even need my help again. I'll help you that once and you won't need to come back. A lot of people do that. Like I always say, my sassy side will just say, just make sure you stay in touch, because a lot of people don't. But again, that's not, is it, like, I'm busy too, so it's but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes people just burn rubber and it's like, oh, it's like, yeah, I've always known this. Yeah, no, Claire didn't have it. Oh, I don't even know who that is. Right, so right, gaslighting. That's what gaslighting is. I don't appreciate when people talk to me like that, you know, like kind of speak to me, and it's like, I'm like, they do realize that, like, I'm the one that told them that, and you're just like, whatever. I don't have anyone like that around me now, but it's happened a lot of the times over the years. Right, part of the work I don't like so much, when people try to treat you like you're buttoned up the back. Right, so divine masculine, what's going on with the divine masculine collective? Well, the divine feminine is being guided to trust the niggle, which a lot of people won't, though. They'll ignore the niggle. So hopefully you're trusting the niggle whenever you find this. Divine masculines, the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a move in prayer. They're being guided to really look at what they love about their life and what they don't love about their life, and what would make their life a living prayer, or whatever else you want to call it. What would make them the happiest? And if not, why not? Like, why is your life not the way you want it? What contributes to it being like that? Guys and women out there, whatever you identify as. It's pretty deep. I did tell you it was going to be deep. Right. And the... Oh, do we want to use this for the... I want to use that for one of the other ones, I think. For the conscious mind, what's going on? Oh, divine feminine, we got your card already. Precognition, psychic ability, future vision. Right, this is too funny. After I just said that I saw last night I was going to be in my bed all day today, we pull future vision, psychic ability. Well, yeah, and 13 also is divine feminine, it's goddess energy. But yeah, this is basically, in the conscious mind, a lot of the divine feminine collective are experiencing heightened psychic ability. For those of you that were already very psychic, and I can say that is absolutely true. Kind of terrifying for me, because I thought I was at max capacity with a psychic ability, but nope, it turns out they could take it another crank it a gear up. And by the way, talking of that, when I get rolling with the course, I will start with the activate, amplify, and awaken your clairs, your clairvoyance, your clairaudient, your claircognizance, and any other clairs I didn't say there. Clairsentience, but there's other clairs. We'll get going with that once I'm on a roll, and I know the schedule. You know, once I've been doing it for a couple of weeks with the subconscious blocks to love course, then I'll get the Claire Zooms on the go. So that's basically, if you don't know what that is, it's where we have, it's like, oh, it's amazing. It's like a girls' night. It's like I have the breakout rooms on the Zoom, and I give you tasks to bring on your clairs, and like I say, activate, awaken, and amplify. And some women, like some people, only done that like once, and it blasted open their clairvoyance and their clairaudience, and you know, whatever was meant to come online first. So yeah, we'll be doing that again soon. Right, so getting future visions, which, like say, for if you're like me, that won't be new, but it will just be heightened. Or if it is new, then it's new. You're not imagining it. You're getting future visions of things to come, whether that's about your own twin flame or your twin flame union or yourself or other parts of your life, your work, your mission, whatever. Divine masculines, what's going on with divine masculines? And again, this is going to be a certain wave of twin flames. It won't be all twin flames. So if you're not resonating with this, you're probably in a wave that's a little bit further behind or ahead or whatever. I don't know what one this is. So, divine masculine, earth magic, fearlessness, removing obstacles. I'm sure that comes out for divine masculines quite a lot. So in the conscious mind, divine masculines are focused on removing, oh, that makes sense with what I said there, removing any obstacles that are becoming obvious that are blocking the way to making their life a moving prayer, to making their life the way they want it to be. There's a full moon behind this woman on this card too. So it feels like the full moon in Libra, and the full moon in Libra is, like I say, it's about partnership, it's about long-term relationships, it's about marriage. Marriage is just union, but it can mean literal marriage. It's like, it's often where we have, well, it can often be I feel you can see twin flame action in that house, but also you can have karmic partners in that house. So it's an interesting, a lot of the time, when karmic partners leave your life, twin flames can come in. Like, so you watch that. Again, I can talk about that in a session if you book any of the astrology sessions, or just my normal session. If you're interested, we could look into that in your chart. I love looking at stuff like that. It's got a 26 in it. 26th of April may be significant here, but yeah, I really do feel that full moon in Libra, which will be, wait a minute, I'll just have a wee look. It must be like, if the new moon is the 1st, it must be around 2 weeks from, 2 weeks from now. So it's the 16th, I was going to say the 17th, so it's the 16th of April is the full moon in Libra. So and so 10 days later, I really do feel there could be a lot of movement there, like people unions already happened, or just masculines moving forward with whatever it is they were afraid to before, work, project, something like that. And again, masculines aren't just men, it can be women out there too. Right. Let's see, let's use these cards. What's in the heart space for divine feminine? In the heart space, divine feminine. The wastelands, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. Well, again, that's fitting with where I'm at, isn't it? So let's read that one. But let's also show divine masculine before I read it. The rose garden. Oh, that's interesting. So we've got two about gardens. Tend to your, oh my God. Wait a minute, I'm not being funny. Oh, it'd be funny if it was the other way around. So divine feminines have got sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. So again, it feels like another message about self-care, which is very Pisces moon right now. Like, never mind everyone else, look after yourself. It's very much where I'm at today. And obviously my telepathy, my energy is saying that because nobody has bothered me today. And then we've got for the masculine, and this is in the heart space, innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. So it looks like both twins in the heart space are being guided to be gentle with themselves. Right, the wastelands and the rose garden. So, because I forget really easily. The wastelands. There's an anonymous 13th century, 13 again, divine feminine, goddess energy, French myth in the form of a poem called The Elucidation that tells the story of a king who abuses the land he's supposed to be the guardian of. The king breaks the trust of the well maidens, the spirits who were guarding the wells of the land, and they flee. The waters run dry, the plants wilt, and the land which was once rich and fertile, becomes barren, creating a wasteland. This is the most powerful card in the deck. Wow. Wow. It's a wake-up call for us to see that's how powerful you are, Divine Feminines out there. The most powerful card in the deck. Don't forget to play it. That is your Empress energy, which actually means you don't need to do a whole lot. It's a wake-up call for us to stop the destructive behaviour that's resulting in us becoming brittle and unable to live in a sustainable way. The sacred feminine is abundant. I just said that. The sacred feminine is abundant and that the Empress is abundant. She knows that the earth can provide for what we need and that she doesn't need to take more than what she needs. She tends the earth around her and within her, the keeper of balance and the protector of all living things. The rose has seen civilizations come and go, empires rise and fall. In this card, she's delivering an urgent message to slow down, which is also the urgent message that Pisces moon delivers, by the way. And to stop any way of being that's not sustainable, to release anything that's making us brittle, taking us back to the detoxification and expect a miracle at the start, to tend to our garden, our bodies and the earth around us. And it says, what way of being is no longer sustainable for you? Again, detoxify it, purify it. And the way that's not sustainable for me is all these freaking tens of thousands of emails. Right, so, right, let's read the Rose Garden now, if I can find it. The Rose Fred and the Rose Venus. There's loads of ones called the Rose because it's the Oracle of the Rose. The Rose Garden for Divine Masculines. Innocence, forgiveness, be gentle with yourself. Already, before I even read this, this is about the forgiveness that a lot of Divine Masculines have been moving through for, well, some of them, it could have been like a year, a few years. Some of them, it could be, you know, like months, 6 months. Some of them that have awakened more recently, maybe weeks there, you know, but I'd say more months and 6 months kind of, or even like as long as a year. Yeah, for whatever reasons, you know, just kind of moving through a lot of forgiveness about not realizing what this connection, or it's not, yeah, for some it's not realizing what this connection was. And it doesn't mean like not realizing that you were twin flames, because a lot of Divine Masculines still won't have heard that word. I don't know how when it's everywhere, but you know what I mean, kind of they don't know what that word is. But my feeling is that because it's not a one-sided thing, it's whatever you're going through, your twin flames going through eventually, like when they are activated and awakened to the journey, which I would say everybody that's finding me now, that is, I'm not going to say everyone, but I would say it mostly probably is going to be everyone or most people that tune into me. Or if they're not awakened, they soon will be, right? Because this is the kind of energy that I'm in and what I'm attracting. But it's that kind of, oh, my stomach, yeah, I do need to go and eat something actually. Anyway, but it's kind of my feeling is, because it's not a one-sided thing, even if it's they're not aware of what twin flames are, they will have surely grabbed their phone and started Googling shit about soulmates and that and being like, you know, why the fuck do I feel like this? You know, I don't know. It's like what people feel like when they fall in love, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is it? I mean, this is how I discovered it. It was like, you know, all these years, 12 years ago or whatever it was. I'm joking. That wasn't quite how it was, but it kind of was. I think I was starting to feel that way, and then my guides led me to all this stuff. I mean, anyway, I could write a book alone about that, and I will. We'll not get into all of that, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, even if they don't know that you're twin flames, they know you've got a strong connection. And a lot of where Divine Masculines will be at right now is, why have I made certain decisions in my life that led me down certain routes, that led me further and further away from a Divine Feminine, regardless of whether you're two men, two women, man and a woman, whatever you identify as. That's what many of them have went through. And so that's where there's patience needed with themselves, and there's patience needed from Divine Feminines towards Divine Masculines, because like I always say, you will have been there at some point as well, Divine Feminine. You will have been in that, not in the same way of what's going on right now, because obviously I see a lot of that where people don't understand, because I don't understand, because they know that I'm going to hear them out, that I'm going to be here for them, and that I want to hear from them. But it's not, that's where you have to be patient and understand and compassionate, that it's everyone's on their own ascension process, even away from their twin flame. It's like the dark night of soul is a very private, difficult experience where you are moving through unworthiness, big changes in your life that are not even anything to do your twin, realizing who's real in your life and who isn't, who, you know, going through betrayal, going through fake friends, going through, that can come from, you know, the betrayal can come from fake friends, can come from anyone, come from, yeah, it could come from anyone in your life, family, clients, fucking anyone, anyone else I didn't say. You know, none of it is very pleasant, and so it's kind of like depression, you know what I mean? You can, well, it's deep rest, is it, you know, is what I would say with depression. It's, yeah, you just feel fucking fed up. It's a little bit like what energy is right now, but times it by a million. So that's why I'm doing this, to really help people that are, you know, feeling like that. And it's why I never forget how dark my own dark night of the soul was. But I don't go the way of, well, you know, my own dark night of soul was really dark and where was my twin flame kind of thing. I'm sure a lot of people do, but that's not the way that I look at it. It's like, he was meant to be there for that, you know what I mean? It's like he's meant to come in for this part of my life, just like I'm meant to be here for this part of his life. And it's kind of like, that's like you, that's your journey's out there as well, and you've got to get to that place of acceptance within yourself to see that everything has transpired and happened the way it's meant to happen. But just as you have to come to that realization, your twin flame does too, and they might not be there for a while longer. Some of you, they're already there. Some of them, they're already there because you know that, because they're in your life. Like, you know, you're with them. Everyone's in different places. Right. So this is where divine masculines are at in the heart. You're holy and whole. You're innocent and innately good. You're wholly welcome here. You never got kicked out of the garden. Oh my God, that's really nice. None of us did. This card delivers a message of welcomeness, of returning to our innocence. If you feel as if you've done something wrong without knowing what you've done, if you feel ashamed about hurting someone, wow, I didn't know that I was going to say that, by the way. If you're finding it hard to forgive yourself, this card is gently calling you to release any shame, judgment, or bad feelings, to do what you need to do to let go and make amends, to remember that you're human, and as a human, you're here to grow and learn. It actually says learn and grow, but it ruined the nice way I was reading it. But isn't that means something though? You see, because I'm just like, oh, I ruined it. It's like, I'm channeling the divine masculine. Yeah, that's how they feel. I ruined it. I fucked it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever way you want to say it, I ruined it. But in truth, I'm here to deliver the message. You didn't. You know, yeah, you may have made some decisions that you feel weren't the right decisions, but what I always say, divine mistakes or divine detours, or like I always personally say for myself, no regrets. And they just literally drew me a tin in my room that says live with no regrets. I don't regret anything because it led me to exactly where I am right now. You know what I mean? And so is everyone else. You're not broken. You never were. You're a work in progress. We all are. You're learning and unlearning. We all are. Be gentle with yourself and in turn be gentle with others. Return to your humanity, your humanness. Remember that you are never perfect, and being human isn't about perfection. Grow and learn and do it softly. You have a goodness in you. Remember that, cherish that, and cherish that in others too. Isn't that interesting? Well, it is to me, that the card that I'd pulled, remember that I channeled days ago, it was, I've titled it Cherish Your Union. But to cherish your union, you have to first learn to cherish yourself, and then you cherish your union, you know, because it's like you have to balance your own, this is your own energy too, your own divine feminine masculine energy, you know, before you're solely focused on the physical partnership, you have to learn to balance that in you. We're all doing the bit, and that means for guys out there or women out there in divine masculine energy, you need to learn to give to yourself. You know, you need to learn to slow down and have a day in bed like I've done today, you know, shut the world out if if you can do that. Not everyone can do that if people have got kids and dependents and stuff like that, but we all do get to go to sleep at night and stuff, and it's just learn to receive. Especially men need to be told that like you're allowed to have feelings, you're allowed to cry, you're allowed to talk about your feelings, and we're all doing the best we can. When we learn, we can choose to do something new, commit to learning and doing better each and every day. This is what it means to be human, to embrace our humanness. Without it, we deny the shadow, which is the energy we're in right now. And it's through facing the shadow without defense that we can learn and grow. And what I always say, being with your twin flame is like being with your shadow. I don't mean every minute of every time you're with your twin flame, because that would be really, really heavy, but it is an intense connection. And that's why not everybody has a twin flame, because they just aren't. Like, it is an intense connection. And it's like fucking hell on earth. Do you know what I mean? I nearly said mate there. It is. It's like fucking hell on earth, and it's heaven on earth. And you have to be a total badass warrior. And I'm sorry, not everybody is that, right? They just aren't. I was on a counselling course with about 40 people, and some people couldn't even handle talking about death or like suicide, and I'm just kind of like, hello, do you guys realize you're on a counselling course, and some of you, are needed to be bereavement counsellors or listen to people that are suicidal? I mean, I was just kind of like, what the fuck? Anyway, sorry, side note, but it's true. Embrace your humanity, and you'll find it easier to embrace others in the whole world. And see what that was not a coincidence that Sash just came in there, because it's like, to embrace your humanity would be to accept that people do feel depressed, they do feel suicidal, they do need to talk about these feelings. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to do something about it, but it's like, these people we are all capable of all these feelings, and we need to talk about it. Because these are the feelings that people go through in the Ascension. They're also the feelings that people go through when they've had poison injected into their body. How can you be more gentle with yourself? Right. So that's in the heart. What have we got in the spiritual? What deck are we going to go? Let's go with these cards. So in the spiritual, which is basically kind of like the subconscious, but let's do the right. What's going on in the spiritual or ascension, whatever that means to anyone, for divine feminine? I'm going to bring this to a close in a minute, because I'm kind of on schedule, so I think this is about an hour. I mean, it feels like I've been doing it 2 hours, but no, it is that feels like the longest hour in the world. I started at either 25 past or 25 to, and that's weird. It feels like ages. What have we got in spiritual for divine feminine? Oh, that's because I'm talking to one of my soul family members about doing the course. I was like, I forgot I'd set that alarm. So I will need to get off this. I might do a wee short one about the course, but I did talk about the course during this. I was just going to do a little subconscious blocks thing, but we've kind of done that in this. I'm just chill. See what I mean? I'm in Empress mode about this. I know whoever's meant to do that course is going to be doing it, and I've already got somebody that's absolutely dying to do it, and the other ones it's just like tonight, it's just the working out the logistics, like if people are going away having a break or whatever, just making sure they're going to be able to come to things. But I've thought all that through, that it would work for that. So, right, I'm sure if you're meant to do it, you will feel the strong pull. And remember, don't be afraid of asking. Like, I don't want time wasters, basically. If you're just being a nosy fucker, then don't bother. But if you're actually seriously interested in doing it, then, you can ask. Right. Arcturian light codes, and this is a lot of the energy that I channel. Evolutionary downloads, so not just downloads, evolutionary downloads, recalling power, future thinking. So isn't that cool? We've got clairvoyance and psychic ability in the conscious mind, and now we've got future thinking and evolutionary downloads in the spiritual. So there's a lot going on in the spiritual energy realms, divine feminine, and that definitely feels. See, I've done this as much for myself as I did for you guys, because that explains why I've been glued to my bed. And that is what I said. It's usually when I'm getting really heavy light codes and downloads, and that does say light codes on it. So, but this is what I'm always emitting. Right, so divine masculine. What have we got for divine masculine? Spiritual. Halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. But again, yeah, this makes sense. It's like they're actually connecting with guides, whether they realize that's what's happening or not. You know, guides are trying their hardest to connect with the divine masculines, to get them to trust the niggle, to follow their intuition, to take the leaps of faith, especially because we're a couple of days before the new moon in Aries. Lots of divine masculines will be guided to take huge leaps of faith towards their twin flame, whether that's making the call, turning up at the door, sending the text, whatever it is, you know, sending the DM, whatever methods you use. And that came through in tomorrow's message shorts that I've done. Because my friend was phoning me while I was channeling the messages, and that's how they told me that. But it's inevitable, because the new moon in Aries is always a time of courage. So lots of divine masculines will feel that push. But if I put this out tonight, some could be watching this, or you could be divine feminine watching this being like, I'm really not feeling like they're there. But be ready, because that switch from Pisces moon to Aries moon is always strong, like vastly different. It's like going from exhaustion to rocket launch, but definitely because it's a new moon in Aries. This isn't just an Aries moon, it's a new moon in Aries. So it's big change, big new beginnings, big leaps of faith. So, and I already know, I've talk about confirmation, that's true. Like, I actually had a client, so family, say today that something amazing happened, and something that we'd put out in a session, and that I've supported them with taking action, like, you know, news of that. And then actually someone else, yes, there was quite a few people had said either today or yesterday that just a huge turnaround where energy had been low. So yeah, divine masculines are learning big lessons, getting confirmation of signs, spirit guides, all this kind of jazz. Right, what cards are we going to use? Let's use these ones now. So these here now, and then we're going to do the action space for divine feminines. What do we need to know? I use another deck because, well, it will answer it, because they always just synchronicity. A divine soul counterpart relationship is blessed with amazing moments of synchronicity. Well, that lines up with what I was just saying about divine masculines are getting hit with the signs and the guides are reaching out to them. Synchronicity is happening like that for divine feminine. Of course, that's probably been happening your whole life or a long time, but again, it'll be more heightened. What else for divine feminine in the physical? Even when you feel lost, there's always a way through the labyrinth. Well, I don't mind saying again, that is like, oh, I was just in that kind of fuck this energy with everything. Do you know what I mean? Just, you know, when you're like, I'm done. And you know, somebody asks you like, what are you done with? I'm just done. Do you know what I mean? But not done with the twin flame journey. I was just done with peopling today. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I've not got any energy left for anyone today. So I just looked after myself. So yes, even when you feel lost, there's always a way through the labyrinth. And the way through the labyrinth for me was quite simple. Just don't do anything then. Divine feminines, a lot of you are meant to be doing that. And not a whole lot of not doing very much. Because like I just said, I know that I'm attracting who's meant to be doing this course by not doing a whole lot. I've done what I needed to do to tell people about it. And now the right people that are meant to do it will do it. So I'm not going to knock my pan in going on about it any more than what I have, which isn't very much. I only done like minute videos for it. And now, right. Because I know whoever is meant to be on that journey will feel the strong pull to do it. And they're missing out if they don't do it, basically. Because we always have a lot of fun. Right. A lot of fun and a lot of huge shifts in our lives, you know what I mean? It is magical. It's hard to explain. Anything like that I do is really hard to explain what happens. Right. One of these ones. Forgiving and learning. That's very Pisces moon. As you release and heal the past, and remember the past is Pisces as well, You experience more love in your present moments. And that's not a coincidence that the course that I'm doing, that I've been talking about, is about that. It's about when you can clear the subconscious blocks, the things that have happened to you in your past, whether it was in 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 2 years ago, a year ago, 6 months ago. When you clear the things that put you off, men, if you bat for that team, or women, if you bat for that team, depending, whether you're a man or a woman or whatever you identify as, when you clear the energy of whoever hurt you in the past, then you'll be able to allow that love in from who is going to give you the most love you've ever had in your whole entire life. But only if you've been focused on giving that love to you, and if you love yourself right now. And divine masculines out there, if you're on the journey to loving yourself, which I know a lot of you are, that's a good start. That's a good place to start. And some of you are being guided. Most of you are being guided. If you know that you're not in that place, you're not in that place because you know that you're not in that place. But those of you that are being guided towards your twin flame, it's about time that you take the leap of faith. Take a chance on them. Oh my God. I swear to God, that was something. Look, I was like, what's that? My eyes are getting drawn to. Take a chance on them. I've never read that before. We need to read that. What does this say? Focus on the here and now. Nostalgia. Isn't that interesting? Because nostalgia means the past. So thinking about the past. This is definitely... And this is interesting because, like, I'm still in divine. I've not went on to divine masculine yet. So this can either be that it's can just place it where it's meant to go, or maybe this is for divine feminines. That maybe, when I channeled that, because that's definitely not how I feel. Fucking hell, I've not came this far to bloody give up. But it's like, I'm an Aries, for fuck's sake. I'm an Aries of Scorpio rising. Ain't nobody giving up with that shit. Surrender, yes, because that just means that you're trusting in the journey and you're not holding on so tight. But never give up. Never, never, never give up. Not when you know something and someone's worth it. Take a chance on them. Let's read this. That could be divine feminines that are feeling like they're not coming. Fuck this. You know what I mean? They don't care. If you're in that, just go and have a sleep, get some food, and wake up feeling better in the morning. Focus on the here and now, or come to me and get a soul retrieval to balance your energy so that you stop seeing it like that, because you're seeing yourselves separate. Right, 39, 33, let's read these. Then I'll need to go. Oh, actually, yeah, I'll need to go. She might actually end up phoning me. I was going to message her, but I'll just finish this up. If anyone has reason to keep their guard up, it's you. See, this is for divine feminines that may feel. This could make sense to divine masculine too, but I feel because I pulled it on that side. It's interesting. People have been known to mistreat you, and like any rational person, you finally got tired of it, went back inside, locked the door. But you weren't supposed to stay out the rain forever. No matter how terrifying the prospect may seem, you need to put yourself out there again. Whoever it is you're thinking of, they can be trusted to walk with you through the storm. Right, I fucking love that. Whether you're divine feminine or divine masculine, that's true, because there's been a lot of spiritual attack, spiritual interference, spiritual warfare, whatever you want to call it. Twin flames, especially twin flames with a big purpose, which I definitely have, because I'm guiding the twin flames right now, is they get a lot of spiritual attack, and a lot of, like, say, people will try to meddle and things will be said to each twin to put them off. If they've been in your life years, it'll be said subtly and not so subtly to plant the seed of doubt, as I always say. And anyway, all that jazz, right? But it's kind of like this is the pain that divine feminines can experience from the twin flame journey with their twin flame, but it can also be the betrayal and the pain that they experience from people that aren't their twin flame, that then put their guard up. It's like, fucking hell, if I can't even trust them, who can I trust? Like, meaning like people that you thought were friends, or family members that let you down, or clients you're close with. Like you say, all of this stuff has happened to me, unfortunately, and more than once. So it would be totally understandable if I was to be like, how can I trust he's not going to hurt me? But actually, I would say it's probably the way around. That it's like with a lot of twin flames, it's like actually the divine masculine may feel like you're going to hurt them, ironically, which is like it's but both twins have went through a lot of pain, is what I'm trying to say. But focus on the here and now, you know what I mean? And the fact that if there's still love there, there is still hope. Oh, well, that's lovely. And there's always love for your twin, whether you like it or not. Even if you are pissed off at them, there's always love for them. Even if you're triggered, there's always love for them. You're spending the majority of the time daydreaming, wondering what could have been if only things had gone the way you wanted. This is what I channeled earlier about what divine masculines go through. Like, I fucked it. By doing this, you aren't giving yourself a fair chance. Truth is, there's nothing you can do to change what happened. No matter how many scenarios you craft in your mind, make improvements to your present, not your imaginary. Be sure to nurture what you've been given. That means take the leap of faith. For some of you, it's like take a leap of faith before it's too late. And like I always say, that's not going to be for everyone, because I don't even know what that means, like take the leap of faith before it's too late, because divine feminines that I'm aware of, like, I wouldn't say, yeah, it's funny, but I did say that though. So perhaps some people, everyone's got different tolerance levels, like, but perhaps this is for people that is kind of like they can't be alone and they are going to settle for a soulmate or something because of many different reasons. But like you say, for most people, definitely for my wave of twin flames, it won't be that. And it's just kind of like, it's kind of like, if not now, when? I suppose that's what really is. That's what the guides are sort of saying to me. If not now, when? Or it's kind of like, definitely if you've left your twin totally in the dark about what's going on in your life, because that's what I keep picking up for clients and what I keep tapping in on is divine masculines are trying to do a lot of things behind the scenes and sort a lot of stuff out. But some of that stuff could take a long time, depending on what it is, or if it's kind of things that they don't want you to know about because they're wanting to, I don't know, bring things to a close or like tie up loose ends. But it's kind of like, it's your best friend too, do you know what I mean? Even if you haven't seen someone for years, like you really want to give somebody a heads up. And there will be circumstances where it wouldn't have been appropriate to do that. But I'd say where it's not inappropriate to, I can't even think of a good enough reason what would be inappropriate. Like, well, I suppose I'm meaning if you're still in a relationship, I mean, you've got a lot of shit to sort out. Those of you that are still in a relationship and want to be your twin, I think you need to sort out the fact you're in a relationship you don't want to be in and that you're lusting after someone else. That's really the thing to sort out first. If you're someone that hasn't sorted out that yet. But like I say, I don't think that's going to be most people that have tuned into me, but it will be some people, depending on when you find this. But yeah, if you know that you've got big plans to move towards your twin, but they don't know that. And yes, many divine feminines are very psychic and they can tune in and they can feel it, but they will also have their own doubts and fears. And definitely if it's been a long time or people are getting older as well, and perhaps people are wanting families as well. That's why I think I'm saying that. Some divine feminines may be like, moving on in that way. But again, many won't. But anyway, whatever, different for different people. Right. What have we got? So talking of that, what have we got for divine masculines in the action space with this wave? And then I'm going to speak to my client who always shows up in divine masculine energy and I'll find out if it fitted with this. Love it. Clarity. Oh, well, there we go. They've had the light bulb moment because there's a light bulb. Take time to think about your situation to gain clarity. Well, I think divine masculines have had quite about enough time to do that, don't you? Unless I'm playing, but I'm kind of being serious too. It's it feels like this wave I'm tuning into have had more than enough time to gain clarity, to sort their head out. Again, if it's kind of like not feeling good energy wise and or feeling down, then that's a bit different and you do need to heal. But I would say, you know, because divine feminines are they're healers of some sort, or they tap into energy, it's probably going to be because your divine feminine's meant to heal you, you know. Like I say, you're meant to give each other that love, and there we go, that card's just popped out. Oh, absolutely. Power. The power of love is like a magnet drawing souls together. So even if you're a divine masculine out there watching this, a man or a woman, whatever you identify as, and you feel like crap, perhaps the person that's going to help you not feel like crap, and yes, I know you need to heal yourself. You need to heal yourself. I need to heal myself. Your twin needs to heal themselves. We all need to heal ourselves, but we need people to hold space, whether that is friends, family, if you're lucky enough to have family, get it, soul family, or going to a healer that knows how to help you properly, because that is their expertise. Because again, my expertise are in twin flames and just about every modality you can think about. I'm not going to say every modality there is, because that would be talking shite, but I do a lot of things. Hypnotherapy, you know, I heal through the light codes with everything that I do. I'm a counsellor, I'm a life coach, past life regression, inner child healing, astrology. And my astrology is like starseed astrology, starseed healing. I can take you back in a past life regression to find out what you were in a past life. Starseed, oh, there's a lot. Time's up. Like the power of love is like a magnet drawing souls together. So that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you're not feeling your best out there, divine masculines. Your twin flame will be wanting to help you, support you. And that could even mean like giving you your space, but just letting them know what's going on. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, because oh, that's funny. I was saying it as if this is divine feminine, but yeah, so how interesting. This is divine masculine. So, but yeah, it's they've got clarity. So I feel it's they've got clarity and they know they're being pulled to you. Or you are divine masculine, you've got clarity, you're being pulled to your divine feminine, you know that you can't stay away forever. And you know that it's worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. And you know it will happen when it's meant to. But again, what I'm going to add on to that is don't use that as an excuse, because you could make that go on a very long time. And for some of you, that might be too long, you know, like don't take that risk. And again, I don't know who I'm saying to that, because that doesn't apply to me or any divine feminines that are in my wave, but I do have to say what I'm being told to say. Different people have got different levels of patience. After the rain, the grandmothers. Silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. Oh, that feels important. I remember I pulled this once before. The grandmothers, remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. Right, so I'm going to take that this is for divine masculines, but it can make it because I pulled the other two cards for divine feminines. After the rain, and then I'm going to that's quite good timing actually, because I wasn't sure I was going to be able to stay awake to talk to my client. It's worked out well, but I'm not going to bother doing a subconscious blocks one now, because I spoke about this. There's something very special and sacred about the moment after it stops raining. The atmosphere has released all that was holding, and in turn the earth has been cleansed, replenished and nourished. It's a similar feeling to the moment after we stop crying. As those salty healing waters fall, they activate oxytocin and endorphins, which create a shift in how we feel. Do you know that? I'm sure you all know this, but you also get that from hugging somebody that you love. So that's why I feel my guides keep saying that divine masculines need to hear that your twin flame isn't expecting you to turn up an enlightened, ascended master. You know what I mean? It's like they're well aware you're going to be like, wow, so we're twin flames, what the fuck is that? Or maybe they might sit down and give you a lesson on what it is because they've been researching it, or maybe they don't want to talk about the twin flame thing at all because it blows their mind and they just want to, I don't even know, well, I know what I was going to say there, but you know, they want to do other stuff, they want to talk a lot and whatever, it's, you know what I mean, who knows, but it's kind of like, yeah, getting a hug from your twin flame's got to be one of the most healing things in the world, I would say, especially after a long time. So depriving yourself of those endorphins, especially those of you that feel like crap, that's being pretty self-loathing. So cut that out, guys and gals out there. What was once overwhelming now seems possible. And while we may not know it consciously, noticeable growth will soon follow. After the rain is all about hope, healing, beginnings. Remember, beginnings is Aries new moon that we're about to be in. And Pisces is endings, Pisces moon. And it says beginnings and endings. Love it. Emotions are soothed, broken hearts are on the mend, times of trial are over. That feels important. It feels like a lot of divine masculines, men and women out there, whatever you identify as, have come to the end of a very rocky patch in their life. And that's why many will be able to now move forward to their twin. Not all, but you'll know if that's you. And you can let me know in private if you can't let us know in public. And like I always say, ironically, I would advise you not to tell everyone. So tell us 3 months later or something, whatever. Or however, you do you, boo. Mercy can be felt. There's a moment of relief. A new encouraging silver lining can now be made out of the distance. What's been challenging and difficult has or is about to ease up. If you've been going through a challenging time, and there's been another card about that at the start, you've been through the worst of it and now hope is here. These past few weeks, months, or even years haven't been straightforward. And that's like when I said however long, I did actually, that's weird, I did actually say weeks, months, or even years. Divine masculines have been in this, women and men. They've likely asked you to dig deep and endured hardships that tested you, but now at long last there are smooth seas ahead. What you've learned and how you've grown can never be taken from you, and now it's time to enjoy the warmth of the blessings that life has in store from you, like your twin flame union, which you deserve. Glorious new beginnings are now possible. What are you ready to release? That's how the reading started, with the purification and miracles. I love it. Right, what's this card? The grandmothers. How weird, this is ending right when I was meant to talk to my soul-fam client about the course. So if you also want to be inquiring about doing the course, like I say, send me a message right after you watch this. I'll be sleeping. Or I might not be actually, because I think I might watch this back. Yeah, get on to me tomorrow, because it starts on Friday, which is 2 days away. What's it called? We the Grandmothers? Or is it called The Grandmothers? Where is it? Patience. There it is. I saw it. The Great Mother, the Grandmothers. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. The rose was here long before you and me, and long before humanity itself. She holds within her the rememberings of civilizations past, roots that reach back for millions of years and hold the codes of creation. They carry with them the songs of the ancient grandmothers of the earth. Can you hear their song? When this card appears in a spread, it's an invitation to reach all the way back, to go forward, to reach your roots deep, to soar high. And that feels like clearing the past, facing your shadow, the energy that we're in right now, so that you can move forward into your future, into your present, be it present, but looking forward to what's to come. The ancient grandmothers are calling for you to remember the wisdom of your being like the alchemist, turning your pain into power. And that's what I do for people. And that's what I hold space to help you do for yourself too. And the ancient grandmothers are calling for you to remember the wisdom of your ancestry long before colonialism severed so much that's sacred, before the rise and the fall of the empires, entire civilizations, all the way back to the oranges of humanity. Sorry, I'm getting tired. I can't even reading. Sounds like I said origins of humanity. They're calling you to play your part in this time of healing, to heal and integrate what you've inherited in your ancestral line, which is what a lot of us came here to do, to heal what came before us. And my God, that's been a ride and a half. It's been tough to do that, but the bullshit stops with you. It's not personal. These are changing healing times that we came for. And on a serious note, the ancestral healings that I do with people are really powerful, and often they need to take place over at least 3 sessions, I would say, if not 4. So it's more like booking my package of 4 sessions because it's really heavy. But I have been known to do it in a session, but I tend to split it up now because it's too much. Like it's too much in the sense it's too much for me to do that. It's not fair on my energy because it can be hours. But they've been amazing sessions when I've done them with people. But yeah, I need to make them split up. They're calling you to, but the results people have had from that are amazing. Like things, chips on their shoulder, you know, not trusting people, abandonment issues, and they're suddenly able to communicate with their twin and get on all this amazing stuff. So it really does clear up a lot. They're calling for you to play your part in this time of healing to heal. I just read that bit. It's not personal. These are changing healing times that we came for to reconnect and reach all the way back to the original mother and to see, I love the start with Mother Mary, to see our role as ancestors of those who are yet to come, to remain grounded and rooted in your life so that no matter how rocky things get, you always know that you are home. I'm going to read the Rose transmission and I'm going to sign off. So I hope that you got what you needed from this. I reach my roots all the way back to go forward. I call upon the sacred strength and support of my ancestors who did not forget to be with me now. I acknowledge the difficulties and what's coming up to be healed, and I do so for all who are yet to come. And remember, these cards were actually for the Divine Masculine, whether that is you or your twin, or it's, again, you watching this, it's a part of both of you. Silver lining. So perhaps they're able to see the silver lining of why everything's happened at last. Relief. There's hope there when I feel a lot of them lost that hope. Mercy. It's over. The worst is over. And they're accepting that everything's happened the way it's meant to happen. And I know that that's true for a lot of the women that I work with that are in this energy. A lot of amazing things are already coming in for the women I work with. A lot of things that we put out months ago or like last year are manifesting now, which is amazing. The grandmothers. So the grandmothers are very much, the ancestors are there sending the healing to the masculines. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. We're doing a lot of ancestral, generational family healing. And for both of you, we have compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. Yes, humility is a key word here. Both of you stay humble because this journey isn't easy for either. And it would be easy to say that it's harder for divine feminines, but then you wouldn't be looking at the journey holistically. It's definitely not been easy for divine feminines in many, many ways, but it's not been easy for divine masculines either because they feel strongly about you as you feel about them. It just may not have always been as obvious because, especially if it's a man, but you know, women can be hard at expressing their feelings too, but generally speaking, a lot of men can find it hard to express themselves. You know, it's not cool to kind of, if you've fallen in love with someone, you're not meant to, especially if it was casual sort of stuff, which for a lot of twin flames it is, a lot of ones I have known. But even in relationships, you know, it can be like, oh, it's too soon to be like feeling this way and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, I need to go and get something to eat and I need to speak to my client, but be humble, whoever you are out there, and have compassion and love and allow your twin flame union to happen in the way it's meant to happen. I am going to love you and leave you, and I hope that wherever you're at with this energy, I hope that you're doing well, and I'll see you soon, probably tomorrow. See you later.